Weird ideas often make for good sitcoms. Shows like Mr. Ed or My Favorite Martian. However, every so often a sitcom comes along that is just plain weird and doesn't quite resonate with the audience. Here are some weird sitcoms that just didn't catch on. Aliens in the Family. After the success of the live-action animatronic sitcom Dinosaurs, there was potential for something similar. Dinosaurs ended in 1994 largely because it was just too expensive to produce. It was apparently the most expensive half-hour show on TV at that point. The concept was floated that what if there was a show that was a mix of animatronic puppets and live actors? That would be a way to help keep the budget in check. So the concept of Aliens in the Family was born. Aliens in the Family was created by producers Andy and Susan Borowitz and Brian Henson, the son of Jim Henson. Dinosaurs was a dream project for Jim Henson, and so this could be seen as a sort of continuation of that from his son. The show is about the Brody family. Doug Brody, a single father of 2 kids, gets abducted by aliens and falls in love. He marries Cookie, the hottest alien ever outside of Syl from Species. Cookie's a single mother of 3, and the two move in together in a sort of bizarre, updated Brady Bunch. ABC was originally going to produce Third Rock from the Sun, but it passed on it in favor of Aliens in the Family. Third Rock ended up going to CBS and became a massive hit. Aliens in the Family premiered on March 15, 1996 on ABC in their famous TGIF block. Much like how Dinosaurs had Baby Sinclair and his Not the Mama catchphrase, they were hoping to have something similar here with the baby Bobot saying,
Bobot, what shall we do today?
I require pudding.
And hoping that would catch on. Right away, the show didn't work for audiences. Ratings were bad, and ABC immediately pulled the show after 2 weeks. They aired the remaining 6 episodes on Saturday mornings over the summer of 1996. The show was canceled, and the last episode aired on August 31st, 1996. The work that went into the show was impressive. The aliens looked and moved very good. Not a stranger to wearing prosthetic costumes, Michael Sisti was the alien son, Spit. Sisti was Charlene Sinclair in Dinosaurs, Michelangelo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2, and the Reverend in Theodore Rex. The show had a pre-Terminator 3 Kristanna Loken as Tiffany, the girl who was infatuated with the alien Spit. They even had a very young Hayden Panettiere on an episode. Margaret Trigg was the mom Cookie, and her story is an absolute tragedy that I'm going to cover in the future. I like this show a lot. It's weird, but in a magical 90s way. I missed it when it was first on, like most people. I used to watch TGIF, but considering this was only on for 2 weeks, they didn't even remotely give it a chance. A shame. I could have seen this going on for at least a few seasons, if they didn't panic and pull the plug. Bobot's even become one of the many mascots on my Twitch channel. The show isn't on DVD, and it's not available for streaming, but the episodes are on YouTube. Mr. Smith. So, you remember Mr. Ed, the talking horse? Well, now we have Mr. Smith, the talking orangutan. The show is about an orangutan who was experimented on and accidentally raised to genius-level intelligence. He then works in secret for the US government as a political advisor. Insert your own joke here. The orangutan was CJ, the same one from the sequel to Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can. Manus was the orangutan in the first movie. I know it's an orangutan, but it makes me think of Gorilla Grodd. This show premiered September 23rd, 1983 on NBC. It did poorly from the very start, but at least they let the full series air in its initial time slot. Mr. Smith was canceled after 1 season with 13 episodes. The last episode aired on December 16th, 1983. I think this show hit just a little too late. The premise probably would have worked in the 70s, but just didn't in the 80s. The show is not available for streaming, it's not on DVD, but the episodes are on YouTube. My Living Doll. My Living Doll premiered on September 27th, 1964 on CBS. It's about Bob McDonald, a psychiatrist who was given an extremely lifelike android named Rhoda to experiment on. He brings the android home and teaches her how to fit into society. He then teaches her how to be the perfect woman. He doesn't want anyone to know what she really is, so he tells his friends and family that she's his friend Carl's niece. Rhoda was played by Julie Newmar. The series was written with her in mind. CBS had been looking for something to put her in for years. The show received good reviews from the critics, but no one was watching it. Views were very bad. The lead for the series was Bob Cummings, who played Dr. McDonald. It seems at the time the actor was struggling with an addiction to methamphetamines and was acting erratically on the show. The critics were all fawning over Newmar as the star, and he saw this as his show. He was angry that Newmar was getting more attention than him and asked the writers to refocus the show on him. That didn't go over so well. He wasn't under any long-term contract, so Cummings left the show after the 21st episode, leaving the production team to figure out what to do next. They wrote that his character had been transferred to Pakistan, and Rhoda moves in with Bob's neighbor Peter, who discovers she's an android. The show continued on for 4 more episodes before the series was canceled. The show ran for 1 season with 26 episodes, with the last one airing on March 17, 1965. The series was released on DVD in 2012, however, it was only 11 episodes, but for good reason. The other 35mm negatives were destroyed in the 1994 Northridge earthquake in San Fernando Valley, California. So those 15 episodes are most likely lost forever. The show is available for streaming on Tubi, and you can buy the episodes on YouTube. In an odd tie-in, one of the producers of My Living Doll, Howard Leeds, went on to make the show Small Wonder, a sitcom about a family that raises a child that is really an android. Rabbits. In a nameless city deluged by continuous rain, 3 rabbits live with a fearful mystery. Okay, this is a web series, but it's so weird, I wanted to bring it to your attention anyway, especially when you see the talent behind it. Lynch described this as a 9-episode sitcom, but really, it's an hour-long horror. The show is about 3 human-sized rabbits living like humans. The entire show takes place on one set, a living room. Lynch had the set built in his backyard and filmed the entire thing in a series of night shoots to keep the lighting consistent. Reinforcing the notion that this is a sitcom, they added in a laugh track and audience noises. It originally appeared on Lynch's website, but it was taken down. The show was released on DVD and was edited into a 1-hour-long thing. Although for some reason, the DVD is missing episode 3. In 2006, Lynch reused some of the rabbit footage for his film Inland Empire. It's not available for streaming, but the episodes are on YouTube, including episode 3. The Hard Times of R.J. Berger. The Hard Times of R.J. Berger is another weird one, but isn't that what this list is all about? The foundation of the show started as a short film called The Tale of R.J. R.J. in the short was played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who would later go on to play McLovin in Superbad. The creators shopped it around and it was picked up for a series by MTV. It's a show about RJ. He's your typical unpopular high school kid. He's in love with Jenny the cheerleader, who's dating the jock bully Max. He doesn't realize that his goth girlfriend is interested in him. Oh, and he has an enormous penis.
Mom! Surprise, mother!
The show premiered on June 6, 2010 on MTV. It was a bizarre world filled with stereotypes and ridiculous characters and caricatures. Then there's RJ in the center, who's normal when compared to everything around him. To make it even weirder, every episode has an animated segment, even though the whole thing already plays out like a live-action cartoon. The show continued on for 2 seasons with 24 episodes before MTV pulled the plug. The last episode aired on May 30th, 2011. The show was described as the 2000s version of the Wonder Years, with a big penis. The first season of the show was released on DVD, however, not season 2. You can buy both seasons on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. A few clips are on YouTube, but not the full series. Well, that's a lot of weird. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.